You know that feeling when you're drowning in back-to-back meetings and suddenly it's 5 o'clock and you haven't actually accomplished anything? You've been busy all day, but you've got nothing to show for it. Sound familiar? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most office workers don't manage their calendar. Their calendar manages them. Think about how you probably schedule your day right now. Someone sends you a meeting invite. You accept it because it seems important, or you're not sure how to say no. Then someone else sends another one, and another. Before you know it, your entire day is chopped up into little fragments, and you're ping-ponging between conversations instead of doing the work that actually matters. But here's the exciting part. Everything changes when you flip this around. When you design your calendar intentionally instead of letting it happen to you, something magical occurs. You reclaim control over your time, your energy, and your actual productivity. This isn't about working harder or finding more hours in the day. It's about working smarter by taking control of the time you already have. It's about deciding what your day should look like before everyone else decides for you. In this video, we're going to show you exactly how to design a calendar that works for you instead of against you. We're going to break down the specific strategies that top performers use to stay focused, reduce stress, and actually get their priorities done. And the best part, you can start implementing these today. So if you're ready to stop being reactive and start being proactive, stick around. Your future self will thank you for the time you're about to reclaim. Let's start with the fundamental principle. Your calendar is not just for meetings. Your calendar is a planning tool. It's a commitment device. It's literally the blueprint of how you spend your time. Most people treat their calendar like a parking lot where meetings get thrown in whenever someone needs a spot. But what if you designed it like an architect? What if every block of time served a purpose? Here's how this works. You start your week by blocking time for your most important work first, not after the meetings, before. These are called focus blocks or deep work sessions, and they're non-negotiable appointments with yourself. Maybe you need 2 hours on Monday morning to work on that project. Block it. Maybe you need an hour on Wednesday to strategize. Block it. You're telling your calendar this is what matters this week. Think of these focus blocks as the foundation of your day. Everything else fits around them, not the other way around. Next, you batch your meetings. Instead of scattering them throughout your day, you cluster them into specific windows. Maybe you do all your meetings on Tuesday and Thursday afternoons. So you protect full days or full mornings for deep work. Your brain gets continuity. You actually get into a flow state instead of constantly context switching. If you're working across time zones, this batching becomes even more important. You might reserve Monday and Tuesday mornings for your Asia team calls, Thursday and Friday afternoons for your Europe overlap, and Wednesday for your own deep work. This creates predictable windows for everyone and protects your peak hours. Here's where it gets really practical. Use calendar tools like Calendly or built-in features in Outlook and Google Calendar to set your availability constraints. Tell people your meeting windows. When they go to schedule with you, they automatically see your available slots. This is passive boundary setting. You're not saying no to people. You're just showing them when yes is actually possible. Now, artificial intelligence can be your secret weapon here. Modern calendar tools can analyze your scheduling patterns and suggest optimal times for focus blocks and meeting clusters. They can look at your historical data and identify when you're most productive. They can flag when you're overbooked and at risk of burnout. Some tools can automatically reschedule non-critical meetings if a priority task comes in. Imagine your calendar actually adapting to protect your time. For distributed teams, AI scheduling assistants are game-changing. You set rules like no meetings before 10 a.m., no more than 4 meetings per day, or minimum 30 minutes between meetings. The AI enforces these rules automatically. When someone sends a meeting request, it schedules according to your parameters. It even finds optimal times across multiple time zones and suggests the least painful option for everyone. You can also use AI to analyze meeting effectiveness. Some tools transcribe and summarize meetings. If the summary is enough to get your input, was your live attendance necessary? That's time you just reclaimed. For distributed teams, this is huge. Someone in another zone can send their update via recording. AI transcribes it. You respond in writing when you're online. No meeting required. The key is this: your calendar should reflect your priorities, not your reactivity. When you design it intentionally, meetings serve you instead of consuming you. Now that we've covered the architecture, let's talk about the human side of this. Because here's something that most productivity advice ignores. You're not a machine. You have rhythms. You have peak hours when you're sharp and focused. You have valleys when your energy dips. Science shows that most people have a natural chronotype. Some of you are morning people. Your brain is freshest before noon. Others are afternoon or evening people. Your best thinking happens later in the day. Whatever your rhythm is, your calendar should honor it. This means blocking your peak hours for your most important work. The work that requires your best brain, not the work that's just the loudest or the most urgent. If you're a morning person, don't waste those precious hours answering emails. Do your strategic thinking, your creative work, your most challenging problem solving. When your energy dips in the afternoon, that's when you handle the administrative stuff. Here's where distributed teams complicate things. You might not have the luxury of protecting all your peak hours, but you can still protect some. Maybe you commit to keeping your first 2 hours every single day for deep work, no matter what. Then your time zone meetings happen later. It's not perfect, but it's intentional. You also need recovery time, not after work, during work. Small buffers between meetings, maybe 15 or 30 minutes to digest what you just discussed, to prepare for what's coming next, to simply breathe. These little gaps are not wasted time. They're the glue that holds your day together and keeps you from burning out by 3 o'clock. Think about blocking time for what we call admin time, email management, expense reports, planning the next week. Give it a dedicated window. Tuesday morning, 30 minutes. Friday afternoon, 45 minutes. When it's not that time, you don't open your email. This sounds simple, but it's revolutionary for most people. And here's something crucial: schedule breaks, actual breaks, not in theory, in your calendar. Lunch is not a theory, it's a calendar event. A 15-minute walk or coffee break is not slacking off, it's maintaining your performance. Now, what happens when someone throws an unexpected meeting into your focus block? Here's your response. Redirect it. Say something like, I have deep work blocked then, but I'm available Tuesday at 2 p.m. or Wednesday at 10 a.m. You're not saying no, you're offering alternatives. Most people will accommodate this, especially if you respond quickly. Sometimes the meeting is truly critical and you can't move it. No problem. Ask if you can contribute asynchronously. Send me the agenda and I'll send my input by noon. For many meetings, especially status updates, async contribution is just as valuable as attendance. Artificial intelligence can help here too. Calendar apps can assess your energy patterns. They can track how many meetings you have, how much focus time you actually got, and how this correlates with your output and stress levels. Some tools remind you to take breaks or suggest you're overscheduled. Others optimize your breaks, suggesting when to take them based on your typical energy dips. The bottom line is this: respecting your human rhythm is not selfish, it's essential. When you protect your peaks for important work and intentionally schedule your valleys for recovery and admin tasks, you perform better and feel better. Here's what happens when you actually implement this. At first, you might feel guilty. You're blocking time for yourself. You're not saying yes to every meeting request. You're asking people to schedule within specific windows, but stick with it for 2 weeks. Something shifts. You stop the panic of empty pages and rushed deadlines. You gain focused time and eliminate the mental load of trying to remember everything because it's scheduled. Stop the constant task switching that makes you feel busy but not productive. People actually respect boundaries more than you think. When you're unavailable, they schedule with you later. When you explain that you batch meetings, they understand. Most people are drowning in the same calendar chaos. They're relieved someone is finally doing something about it. Let's get tactical about implementation. Start this week. Pull up your calendar and block 3 hours of focus time for your most important project. Just 3 hours. Then look at your meetings next week and identify clusters. Can you move some meetings to create bigger open blocks? Can you skip some meetings and get a summary? Can you batch one-on-ones with your team into one afternoon? If you're working across time zones, set explicit working hours in your calendar and status message. For example, I work 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. I check messages at 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. Eastern. People will plan around this. They know they can't get real-time responses at midnight your time, but they know when you'll respond. Then layer your availability by role. Schedule deep work hours protected from everything. Set collaboration windows for specific time zones. Admin time scheduled separately. This creates predictability for everyone. Tell your team and your manager what you're doing and why. Be specific. Say something like, I'm protecting Tuesday and Thursday mornings for deep work on the Smith project. I'll be available for meetings Monday afternoon, Wednesday afternoon, and Friday afternoon. This isn't about being unavailable. It's about being reliably available at specific times. Use your calendar tools to enforce this. Set your availability. Add the focus blocks. Make it visible. When you send meeting invites, make sure you're not conflicting with your focus blocks. Model the behavior. For more complex distributed teams, use AI-powered scheduling assistants. Tell them your rules. No meetings before 10 a.m., no more than 4 meetings per day, minimum 30 minutes between meetings, batch time zone calls strategically. The AI enforces these automatically, scheduling requests according to your parameters and respecting multiple time zones. Here's your action starting today. Write down 3 things you need focused time for this month. Block that time in your calendar before you accept any more meeting requests. Then write down when your energy is highest. Block that time for deep work. Finally, pick one meeting cluster to create. Commit to it for a month. Remember, this isn't about being rigid or unavailable. It's about being intentional. It's about respecting your own time the way you respect other people's time when you send them meeting requests. When you do this, something incredible happens. You stop feeling like your day is happening to you. You start feeling like you're directing it. Take back your calendar, take back your time, take back your productivity and your sanity. The time to start is now.